back, guys, to another week with CoreFX here. Hopefully you just got done watching the pre-week market analysis video, which goes over everything you need to find in one spot for the past week in the FX markets, what happened, what is going on in the news, what is going on technically on each individual currency pairs charts, as well as what to expect for the week ahead here. So you guys have everything you need to find in one spot to be prepared for the open of the trading week ahead. Here I will go over the technical analysis breakdown of the U.S. majors and a couple of the other pairs that I've got my eye on moving into the week here. So I'm a trend trader here at CoreFX, and what I do is identify strong trending pairs and try to join the trend. So that's what I'll be covering. I'll be covering all the U.S. crosses, the major pairs here in the FX markets, so you guys can get a little bit of an idea technically where these pairs stand, and then I'll just give you guys a little bit of an insight into some trending pairs I have an eye on moving forward. I'll go ahead and jump into the video here, though, guys. Thanks for tuning in here with Corey Smith of CoreFX through T3 Live. They have a great YouTube page here. Make sure you check out all their content and do the same for CoreFX and check out what I got going on. And I appreciate you guys taking the time here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this chart. Starting with the Euro USD. We have, as we know, we had the uptrend. We had the head and shoulders. We had the reversal into the downtrend, which then quickly was reversed again. And we are back to the uptrend. So this red line I got here going through the middle of all these candles is a zone. These support and resistance areas that we draw on the charts here, they are not exact points. They are zones. On the weeklies, I'll be in blue, and I'll put these rectangles around them as you see up here and down here. And then the dailies will be in red. And I've got some other random boxes here just to show some strong zones. But as you can see, price here came in the past couple weeks. We broke above the 50 SMA. Above the downtrend line, 20 SMA now crossed above the 50, and we are in this high tight basing pattern here on this strong inflection point, strong resistance level. Whenever we're at a strong point like this, we typically have some consolidation right here like we're seeing, but then we typically get a strong move either to the upside or the downside. But all in all, it typically does give us a strong move, and as being trend traders, we like to look for them in the direction of the trend, as that's where the probability lies. So I'll be looking for a strong breakout to the upside out of the euro dollar this week. Potentially looking for some trade setups off it, but that is where I will begin the week out of the euro dollar. Looking for longs. Pound, we had this long sideways movement that we had going on with the pound here. Finally broke up and out of it the past 2 weeks. 20 now crossed above the 50 SMA. Price is trading above the SMA, so we are in a downtrend. As you can see within this channel, that price has been moving up in for quite some time. As we look back here, price has been moving up along this weekly trend line, setting higher highs, higher lows. We set this higher low, and it was really just choppy for a while here, but now we have come back up to retest the high and potentially set a new high. So what I've got going on in the beginning of the week here, I'm expecting a little bit of a retracement of the pound dollar. A little bit of a move down, maybe comes all the way down to retest this weekly level, which was this resistance of this range, and then continues higher, or maybe it just continues higher, or maybe it falls off completely. But to begin the week, I will be looking for some setups potentially on a retrace, nice pullback trade to an entry long into the uptrend. Moving on to the dollar CAD chart, as you can see, we were in an uptrend here. We still are really. Price did break the 20 SMA, which is starting to roll over, and it's retesting this 50. This big, huge, bearish, no looking back candle here was from the strong Canadian dollar reports that we just went over in the last video on Friday. So that's what the strong moves from, the fundamental reports that we got out of the employment and GDP growth, domestic product. So this is going to be something to look for, as we could see some continued bearish momentum to violate this uptrend. But all in all, we still are in an uptrend with the CAD. One thing I do want to show you guys, though, here is if we can hop to the weekly, but if we hop to this last strong move downward and we throw this Fibonacci tool out here, you can see again we're at this 50% level. We're seeing some strong rejection off of it this week, especially with this very big shooting star candle rejecting this 50 SMA, which you could look left and also see has some structure to it back here as well. Throw a little weekly blue line in here. As we can see, there's been multiple touches to it. But we can see here that this is a potential either reversal point to see the trend continue to the downside, or if it breaks this 50 SMA, this could be a strong potential upward move for us into higher territories, setting new higher highs. All in all, I am still bullish on this pair, but nothing too crazy, not really too actively looking for trades off it. Australian dollar, on the other hand, strong, clear downtrend. We got lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, set a lower high, came back down to the low, and then shot back up to the high on Friday. But as long as it remains under this 7,650 area here of resistance, which was strong support, I will continue to look for shorting opportunities. As you can see here, we are still respecting this trend line. A little bit of a descending triangle, potentially a bear pennant here, but all in all, still very bearish on this pair and potentially looking for short setups. Taking us to New Zealand dollar. Similar chart. We're in a downtrend. Price has been making lower lows and lower highs. We're below the SMAs. SMA orders perfect, 20 below the 50, below the 200. So that's how we want to set up and lay out to be in a downtrend. But one thing I do want you guys to be wary of, so we're down on this weekly support here that I showed you on the New Zealand's chart. But as you can see with this, we had a little bit of a breakout. It shot back up and in, what I call an outside reversal. We have this basing here on this support. But one thing I want to show you guys here, we're in a downtrend. And with these black lines, as you can see here, I have drawn, we have now formed a falling wedge. A falling wedge in an uptrend is a bullish continuation pattern, right? Falling wedge after a strong move up, we're likely to see a break to the upside and a continuation higher. However, when we are in a downtrend, like we are now, and we see a strong move lower, and then a slowly moving lower range-bound move in a wedge pattern to the downside, that is a bullish reversal pattern. And oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes you see a break out of the pattern to the upside and a bullish reversal. So we're going to keep an eye on this. I'm not too happy with shorts on this pair. I would definitely rather match the New Zealand dollar against something else rather than the US dollar, as I think there's some better opportunities out there. But all in all, we are still in a downtrend, and I'm a trend trader, so I won't be trading against the trend. I am just going to be remaining weary about this breakout potentially here of this falling wedge in a downtrend, which is a reversal pattern. Bring us to the dollar yen. Ugly looking chart here, no clear direction. However, we did come down and set a lower low, rally back up this week, retest this support term resistance, which is now potentially a lower high. And we can possibly see now a move to the downside, back down to either retest this low or potentially even move lower and continue this downtrend. But again, I want to throw a Fibonacci tool out here. And if we go from the high to the low of this last swing move, you can see again we're testing this 50% Fibonacci level, which is also a strong support resistance level. If you see this line through here, all the wicks and candles it touches. So definitely all in all bearish. Now with the yen, we have the 20 crossing the 50 SMA, price trading below the two of them, bounced off the 50. The 200 is kind of slicing right through the middle here, but all in all, we are bearish on the dollar yen. Not a crazy strong trend, but this could be the beginnings of a strong downtrend that we have freshly formed here. Dollar Swiss franc, again, another chart that's not very pretty. We had it moving upwards and finally started to get somewhere. What was looking like we could have an uptrend. Saw a little bit of sell-off, thought we could potentially rally higher and continue, but we've just continued to sell off since. We're now back down to this strong weekly support zone down here at around 97.50-ish. And we had a strong move on Friday with this risk-off move I told you guys about. So we don't really have any clear direction on this pair to say. So I'm not looking to enter any trades at the moment on this pair, but just giving you a bit of an idea. We are in a downtrend. Throw this Fibonacci out here. We are at another, again, 50% fib level. So this is strong support. We could see a little bit of a rally up and then continue to sell off, but we'll have to keep an eye out and see. That covers the majors for this week. The only other thing I really wanted to cover going into the week is going to be the pound pairs. So we had really strong movement out of the pound pairs this week as we saw the pound broke out of that range that it was in. A lot of these pound crosses broke substantial territory as well. If you look at the pound Aussie here, you can see we are breaking out of this really strong weekly range that we've been in for about a year and a half almost. But we are now breaking out of and have broken out of really this strong resistance, which is a weekly zone in this range. So I'm going to be looking for long opportunities for the pound Aussie, pound New Zealand as well. Pretty similar picture story we got going here. You switch it to the weekly, you can see again this is another strong area we've come and broken out of. So really all eyes are looking up with this pair, with this pound, and pound CAD. We did have that strong sell-off. This isn't my favorite pound pair to be looking for setups with, but again, could see some potential buying opportunities down in here to rejoin that upward move out of the pound and potentially see this uptrend continue across the board. But yeah, I'm liking the pound this week. Not the pound Swiss franc, but pound against other pairs. Even euro pound to the downside, you can see we broke this long-standing weekly trend line. Retested a little bit here on the 200 SMA, but starting to roll over. This strong resistance held again, and could see potential shorting opportunities here out of the euro pound as well. So that pretty much covers the technicals for this week, guys. Just to give us a little idea of what we're looking for heading into the week. Nothing too crazy. Not really too gung-ho about any one position right now. I don't like trading Sundays and not too often Mondays either unless there's some movement going on and some volatility going on. But I'll be looking to see some opportunities this week. This covers what's going on in my head and what's going on in the majors. So, again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page. Turn on the notifications for T3 so you can get updated on all their trading education content they release. One of the biggest names in the industry, so make sure you guys stay tuned with them. Also, follow me here with Corey Smith, CoreFX. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great trading week, and I'll catch you next weekend.